Rob, there was a big blockbuster trade yesterday in the NBA. By now, everybody knows about it. Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar, as they call him, going to the Milwaukee Bucks. A lot of people thought he wanted to be traded to Miami. Instead, he winds up in Milwaukee with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And what I want to throw out to you, Rob, because we talked about it yesterday from a lot of different angles. But what I want to ask you today, because it's still the hot story, is who do you think the most pressure is on to win? Because they are already in Vegas the favorites, and I think they should be.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Chris, be careful with Vegas. Vegas is it's not about they're trying to get people to put money down. You know that's. I
mean, that's fine. I'm just saying they got them as the favorite.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to say that. But that doesn't mean that Vegas knows anything. Oh yeah, they're gonna win.
Vegas,
Vegas is trying to get people. They got, you know what? They get a big trade. They want people to put money down. Oh, Milwaukee's the favorite. Let me get my money down. That's part of what they do, which is fine. I'm just saying.
Right.
It doesn't. There's no official. Oh my God, they're favorites in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like people.
Well, there actually is. They are officially favorites in Vegas.
But I'm just saying. But it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean that. Right. I mean, but it is what it is. They're the favorites in Vegas. So, who do you think the most pressure is on though to win a championship? Because that's what a lot of people are thinking. That's what a lot of people are expecting. I think they should be the favorites to win it all. So Giannis or Dame, who do you think is facing the most pressure?
No, if I had to take a look at this, it's all about Giannis. There's no pressure with Damian Lillard. I'm sorry. I do not believe that people would be like, oh, my God, Dame didn't win. It'll be Giannis got Dame Lillard, and he didn't win. That's where it'll all fall on him, because I don't think people expected Dame to win anything or win a championship in his career, and it wouldn't have colored it in any way or made people feel like, look at him a different way or sideways. You know what I mean? Because most of the time, as you point out all the time, it's never guards who are leading the way or small guys.
Too.
Right. So it's not Damian Lillard.
Steph and Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Chris. It's about Giannis. Giannis was the one belly aching. He's thinking about moving on if they don't try to win or whatever. They go out and make a big deal, and if they don't win, people will look at Giannis and say, what didn't you do?
Well, look, Giannis is the better player. Yeah, and with that, Rob, comes more expectations, right? Giannis is in that atmosphere. He's on that level where if he never were to win a championship, even though he's won one now, if he weren't to win another one, people would view it as a disappointment. People are looking at him. Could he one day be a top 10 player of all time? Or, even if you don't put him at that high, he's on that level. The Kevin Durant's and, the Dr. J's and the Moses Malones, Akeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Rob. Everybody always said never won a championship. They're that level of player. And so in that regard, I agree with you. Damian Lillard, great player all time. Top 75 officially, will easily be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but not quite at the level. And a lot of it's just the size. Very few small players ever reach that point, Rob. Allen Iverson never won a championship. Does it really hurt his legacy? I mean,
no.
It would have enhanced it,
went
right?
When they went, he got cred that they went.
Right.
It was him.
Right.
It was him. Who was it? Was it
Dikembe Mutombo, Tyrone Hill?
Right, but that was it. And a bunch of role players and a great coach in Larry Brown. And everybody were like, they won game one against Kobe and the Lakers, and that was it. And you know what? Nobody was like, oh, my God, he didn't win. Right. His career wasn't validated.
It was never,
no.
Is he going to get that one?
But he got there.
It helps you, but it's not like people really hold it against you. As I said earlier, Rob, Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons and Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors.
But let me say this, Chris.
Two small, normal-sized point guards to lead teams to multiple championships. You know, remember in 79, the Seattle Supersonics won it, Rob. Their leading scorer was Gus Williams, the Wizard. You can argue, it's arguable who was the best player. They had Dennis Johnson, they had Jack Sikma. You know, it was a team, we mentioned it, of good players, but no real superstars. And Dennis Johnson's the Hall of Famer there. So I wouldn't count, even though he was their leading scorer, I wouldn't say Gus Williams kind of led them. He was one of the leaders. He was a great player that year, but it was really a team effort with that crew. But go ahead.
Just to Giannis, you know, like when we've seen them, Chris, last year in the deciding Game 5 at home, he shot 10 for 23 from the free throw line. You remember? I mean,
yep.
he killed them. I mean, that's why they blew that game at the end. He couldn't make a free throw to save his life. And then the flip side, Chris, when they won in Game 6 in the finals, it was about Giannis. His bugaboo was the free throws, Chris. He made 17 out of 19.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at. I mean, if they're going to win or lose the championship, and that doesn't mean that Dame doesn't matter, but if Giannis doesn't play well, Chris, Dame won't matter if Giannis doesn't play well. Giannis has to play well.
Obviously, he's the best player. You're not winning it without him playing well, but you're probably not winning it without Dame playing well either. And here's where I would give you the pushback, Rob. I would say to Dame, this is what you wanted. This is why you requested the trade, so you could go somewhere and win a championship. Now, he wanted to go to Miami, obviously, but you didn't. You still went to a team that is right there. You wanted the big stage. You were tired of playing, second fiddle. Oh, Steph's getting the rings and, I don't have enough. And you didn't have enough, so nobody's held it against you. But with that being on a team that never had championship expectations, that no one thought could win a title or even win the West for that matter, there's a little comfort in that. There's a little, you have a bad Western Conference Finals, you get swept. He's been swept a few times. We didn't expect much from them. So when you don't have expectations, the pressure is lessened. Now there's expectations. And so I would say this is what Dame wanted, an opportunity to win a championship. And not only did you get traded, you got traded to the team that had the best record in the East last year. You got traded to a guy who arguably, I would say Jokic, but arguably is the best player in the world. A guy who fits you and your game perfectly. The guy that you said of everybody in the league you would love to play with. You got to get it done. I do think there'll be a little, Dame didn't get it done with Giannis. Nobody's going to crush him. But I think now he's under more of a spotlight. And it's like anytime you force a trade, Rob, because the team you were on wasn't good enough, and you want to go you're a championship level player, you want to go somewhere and win a championship, now there's pressure to win that championship. And Rob, Dame clearly did not want to go to a quote unquote ready-made situation, right? He said, I would never have done what Kevin Durant did and gone to Golden State. And, he said before, what LeBron did, he's kind of retracted it, but, LeBron going to Miami, you want to compete and all that. Like, he didn't want to go somewhere where it was a quote-unquote easy ring. And this is perfect for him then, because this team got bounced in the first round. This team got bounced in the second round the year before. This ain't going to be an easy ring if you get it. Even if you're the favorites, Boston is legit. You still got Miami and Philadelphia. And then in the West, Denver, obviously legit, the defending champs. Phoenix, legit. The Lakers, The league is stacked. A lot of teams out there that could beat you. So even though it's not going to be a quote unquote easy ring, you do have enough. You do have enough. You got maybe the best player in the world. You got size galore. You've got Jay Crowder, who I think will play a bigger role this year now that Budenholzer is gone. Like, you got enough. And so if you want to go up a notch, enhance your legacy, be remembered as a champion, because that's why you wanted to trade, then go get it done.